And it's Wednesday, and it's 8 p.m. in the UK, and it's time for Open Mic Magic Show. Good to see you all. Just have a quick look at our gallery. We have got a fantastic load of people in the gallery tonight. Okay, everybody, you're now live on Facebook, so give them a wave and say hello. Good to see our Facebook people out there. We've got a great show as always lined up for you, and a load of performers and a couple of last-minute ones popping in. So. Looking forward to that as well. Time to hop over the pond once again to the USA, and our very, very, very good friend. He's been with us for quite a while now and always brings up some fantastic magic. Mike Shaw. Hello, Mike.
Hello, magicians and magic fans. You know, magicians are very fond of reading books, magic books especially. And when we think of book, we think of something like this, and bookmark is a way to mark a page and perhaps a line or a paragraph. So we have a bookmark in a book. But in ancient times, books, we tend to think of them the same way, but books were actually scrolls. They were scrolls of paper rolled up, and on the end of each scroll was a wooden you might call it a scroll bar, and instead of a bookmark, they used these strings. So what I have here are, of course, reproductions. These aren't the actual wooden scroll bars from the ancient scrolls, but I'm going to show you a little bit of the properties that these scroll bars had when the scholars, usually they were monks, and those were the people who were literate and able to read, how they used it. So, for example, one of the scroll bars would have a long string that went through it, and that could be used as a bookmark, so to speak, to mark a particular place in the scroll. In fact, the height could be adjusted so a person reading the scroll would go to a particular line or a particular word. So that's how these worked. Now, if two scholars or monks wanted to read the same scroll, there could be a problem because one monk could have the mark down here, and then the other scholar might want to use it as well. And what would happen is this first guy would lose his place. And then, of course, he would then go back and find his place, and then the second monk would lose his place. And it was kind of strange that even though the two scroll bars were separate, that the strings would move each other. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Perhaps there's some sort of attachment between these two scroll bars. And you could see there's no attachment, and yet when you pull this one, the other one goes up, and vice versa. So that was always a problem for these monks. Now, I know what you're saying. If these are really scroll bars, why wouldn't they be completely separate at the back? Well, in fact, they are. And you could see that even when you pull one scroll bar tassel over here, the other scroll bar tassel goes up. And it is kind of strange. So once in a while, they would get into a fight, these two scholars, over the same scroll. And they would pull these tassels at the same time. And look what would happen. Both would be hanging down at the same time. And then neither one of them, even though the tassels were independently able to move, neither one of them could find their place. So they would have to call in the high priest of the order. Well, I'll just show you kind of like what that looked like. The high priest would come in, and he would have his special priest's tassels. And here's what they looked like. They looked like this. And he would put that between the scrolls, and then when he would pull on this light brown tassel, they would both go up. And that is how the ancient scrolls and scroll bars worked in ancient times. Thank you very much for your attention. Back to you, Kevin.
Wow, we've got not only magic, we have history. Fantastic. Thank you, Mike. Terrific stuff. So, from all of our performers here tonight, we had Rabina, Dr. Michael Likey, Brian Clark, Bruce Yoskin, Peter John on video, John the Great, Mike Shaw, Charles Snyder, Ollie McManus, Tommy Burnett, and that lovely routine, and myself, Kevin Peel, finishing the night up. We're just going to hand you over so you can wave goodbye to all our good friends out there in Facebook land now. So, night, Facebook. So, from all of us here to all of you out there, look after yourselves. Have a great week. See you again. Right, and that is us done.